What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 366 of Opinions May Vary. I'm your host, JR. I have my co-host with me, Alex.
Hello.
Joining us this week is you, the humble listener, the ever faithful listener. I don't know what to say. We are celebrating this week because as of, 4 days ago? Was it the 19th that we said?
Yep.
As of 4 days ago, on March 19th, we celebrated another milestone in that we've been doing this for 7 years. And it's exciting times. Historically, we've done some fun things fun things, we've done the same things because they're always fun in that Alex puts together these dope-ass montages. He slaves away at his computer. Have you been keeping track of how long it takes?
No.
On average?
I was estimating like 50 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Because if there's...
That's over a work week.
If there's essentially 50 episodes, and I have to listen to all of them.
Right.
It's not like I'm being forced to. but when I put it into our audio program,
yeah,
I can speed it up and we sound like chipmunks.
Right.
And that gets listening through a lot faster.
Which is both hilarious, but also like it eases the torture a little bit.
Yeah.
But I get 50 hours because like 52 episodes is 52 hours-ish. Probably like 54, 55, maybe. I don't know.
When we go over,
yeah.
Sometimes like a convention review goes like at least a half hour over.
Yep. We dabble in going over.
But then like there's ones that don't matter or like don't count because it's another medley from the previous year.
True.
So I get to just skip that pretty much.
So speeding it up saves time, but then you have to think about editing it, putting it together.
Yeah.
Finding a nice song.
Because I pull the clips and organize the clips somehow so I know what I'm doing there.
And you are getting paid $0 to do this. You're actually paying money to do it, technically.
Yeah.
But I never want you to feel like it's not appreciated, because there are a couple times where I've had to go back and find stuff, and I want to put this together, and I spend about 6 minutes looking for the thing that I want, and when I can't find it, screw this, and I close it, and I never think about it again. It really is a labor of love that I respect, and I can't believe you do it every year, because this is the 6th, 7th. When did you start doing them? Year 3?
I think I started on 3rd. Yeah.
Yep.
Because I have, what do I have? I have like my sheet of what I've used.
Right. So you don't reuse.
Year 1, we just did the names, and even then there weren't many names because Brett was on 10 times, and Joe and Colin were both on 10 times. So there's like
30 episodes right there.
And then year 2, there were some highlights, and then we did all the flash questions.
Right. We played all the flash questions?
Not all of them.
Oh,
like
okay.
The ones that like were well audible.
I can't remember stuff from our own.
Because we repeated
7
a few.
years.
And we didn't actually do a best of until year 4.
Right. And they are on YouTube. You can go back and listen to them.
Mm-hmm.
We have the best ofs. I believe there might be one missing. I can't quite remember, but I know most of them are there. You can go on YouTube.
I thought there might be one extra.
I can't remember. I know we put them up last year, I think, but it's youtube.com/OMV podcast. You can go and check out all of the previous best ofs. And you can also see a lot of our old episodes, starting with, I can't remember who the first one on YouTube was, but once Libsyn introduced the functionality, which was a couple years ago, you can see a lot of our back episodes there. If you're not in the area of downloading a podcast app or anything like that, toss us a subscribe. That would be really neat. You can be lucky number like 39 or whatever it is. But we need to get into this because our best of clips, and I'm going to attribute this not to us, but to our guests probably. Our best of clips have historically gotten longer and longer to the point where they require multiple episodes. There's like the B-sides, which we've done, which are really fun ones. But this one is going to take up most of this week's show.
Yep.
So we're going to get right into it, and we're going to have a lot of fun going down memory lane. Alex and I are going to be listening to this live. I'm not splicing this in or anything like that. We're going to be sitting here listening to it. So he's heard it. I have not. I trust him every year to pull the best bits. And then I giggle and I go, oh man, I'm a funny guy.
Who's that?
Right? Yep. Who makes those jokes? I'm an idiot. I do this. I almost said I do this for a living.
Who's Jake? I don't remember who Jake is.
I don't. Does it Jake?
Layways
Jake
Games.
Given from Layways Games. I know what you're talking about. who we're probably going to see next week at PAX.
Oh, I hope so.
They have a pin. They have their own Penny Arcade pin.
Do they?
Right.
I'll check that out.
It's for their new game that's on Kickstarter for Life Siphon, which you can hear him talk about on the episode he was on last summer.
He had a printed out demo at
Yeah,
ConnectiCon.
it was dope. We got a nice little one-on-one. Anyways, we are going to listen to this thing now. The year, it's our year 6 because now we're on 7.
No.
Right?
Now we're on 8.
Now fuck. We literally just talked about this. Anyways,
That's why I had to confirm it with you.
I don't know. I can't math. We've been doing this for a long time. Listen to our highlight track now. What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 328 of Opinions May Vary. I am your host, Jared. My co-host, me, Alex.
Hello.
And it's justice. It's just us this time. Sorry, everyone.
We had a really good run.
We had a good run.
We had a lot of really fun guests, really nice people. Like, we've been super lucky that we have them on, and then that we finish episode and we go, man, we didn't deserve that.
Yeah. It happens really frequently, which is like a blessing in a way. What's up, everybody? Welcome to what episode is this? I don't have it in my notes.
329.
329. I got so concerned with other notes, I didn't do my normal note taking.
We have a lot of notes.
Yeah, hold on. Now I'm writing down the episode, so don't forget it later. I'm gonna forget it later. Episode 329 of Opinions May Vary. I'm your host, JR. My co-host is me, Alex.
Hello.
It's Justice this week. We have a lot to talk about, and best of luck with the future endeavors.
I appreciate it. Thank you. This was easy, and you guys were cool. This wasn't boring.
Right?
So.
That's what we shoot for. We're not boring.
So how long does it take you to do a painting? I'm like, oh, come on.
What's like doing art like?
Yeah.
So, like, let's say someone happens to somehow maybe die on stage.
Maybe. Okay,
And
I'm,
so
I'm following you.
How difficult is it to, like, decide how to make that happen, what to show, like, to the extent, and then what to do with the corpse afterwards?
Oh. This show's kind of all about that.
Alex is
Spoiler!
furiously taking notes right now, by the way.
I dig some of your examples. You've got, I see your pig face.
Oh,
And let's see.
It's not often you tell someone, hey, I really dig your pig face. I'm like, oh, thank you so much.
So commission work.
Absolutely, yeah. I'll pretty much draw whatever people pay me to draw. I'm always up for interesting gigs, and
Sometimes
I've had
that's
a
one of
few.
our questions.
Yeah.
It's like, what do you turn down?
Yeah, well, I do have kids, so
Right.
I don't get into anything too salacious. But
Who was it? One of the juniors. Who drew Kick-Ass? Him.
John Romita.
John Romita.
Yeah. He was like, I was getting my scripts and I couldn't let my kid watch me draw anymore.
Yeah.
Who was that, Miller? And Miller was like, oh, I didn't realize your son watches you draw.
I mean, it's kind of in the family.
Yeah.
How did we feel about the Kingpin?
He looked really funny. He was like a big piece of poop with a head on it.
You need to go to the doctor.
Your poop doesn't look like that?
And it's one of my favorite things now.
oh, good. I mean, that's really what gets a lot of people to my table because he's on my banner, and people are like, "Is that a vampire llama?" And I'm like, "Uh huh." You want to hear about him? So, that's again, like you said, it's something that's different, and funny.
But yeah, I mean, 2018 it was something. We got Bendis on at DC. Have to get Ken in and talk about that.
Ken loves Bendis.
Ken loves Bendis.
So
You heard it here first. Our friend Ken loves Brian Michael Bendis.
We wanted him. Basically, what happened was his quality was really good, and then it went to kind of shit. And so I called him on it, and I was like, brother, you got to redo this page. I said, I'm sorry, but this remotely doesn't meet up to whatever you're doing.
Yeah.
And he kind of had a nutty. And so I mean, like a monumental nutty, like one that you don't honestly respond immediately when I write you. You take a minute to kind of digest and maybe spend 24 hours to think about it.
Uh-huh.
So this guy went on kind of a nutty and for a while, and I don't do well with that. I think that's kind of foolish. It's
Good knowledge of comics, like a shocking knowledge of comics. Sometimes I forget that you used to read comics before Bendis ruined them for you.
That's another episode.
That's another like series of episodes.
It's just a one-man podcast.
Yep.
Why I hate Bendis.
Dude, I would listen to that, and I like
30
Bendis.
episode
I don't have a
series.
problem with
I'll
Bendis.
get Ken Burns to do a documentary on why I hate Brian Michael Bendis.
What you didn't realize is that when he did Secret Invasion, if you rewind like 5 years, he planted the seed for that in like Avengers 1.
Shut it off. Shut it off.
shut down the podcast. This is the final episode.
There's a twinge of green in Tony Stark. You didn't catch that? I can't believe you guys didn't
No, I
catch
didn't
that.
catch that.
I've never been a hives person.
Yeah.
My brother you would get hives, but like I always just get itchy and sneezy and nose runny.
In the other 5 dwarves.
Exactly. Exactly. Nose runny being my favorite. Like when Alex pitched this to me and like he was telling me about it, we met at the comic book shop today. It was a meet cute. We weren't even expecting to meet each other.
Yeah.
And he was describing it to me, and like he mentioned it. He's like, those like peelable, like reusable stickers, and I'm like, wait, from like when you're a kid and you're like building a monster truck.
The color forms.
And you put the flames on it, and you put the giant engine on the front, and then like that immediately I was like, okay, yeah, I'm sold. That's great. That's fantastic because it adds such a layer of customization. That's the word.
Mm-hmm. You did it.
Yeah.
I almost said customizability.
I wish that I got the idea from Flames for a monster truck. I grew up with sisters, and so I grew up putting dresses on Barbie dolls with the Static Cling stickers, and I'd be lying if I said that's not exactly where the idea came from.
With creators before who they're just kind of like, yeah, man, take a look through the book, thanks, and they just go back to doing whatever they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And like they'll ask them a question.
It goes along with always having wanted to work in comics. I love it. I love talking it. People want to stand and talk. There are some people that get a little crazy,
Yeah.
On page 36 of issue 14 of Secret 6, on the 7th panel, what was Ragdoll thinking there?
Ragdoll was thinking I need to make money by drawing this page.
Yeah, basically. Because he had a look on that mask.
Yeah, the expression of
that
the mask
shows no
really.
emotion.
It's a major milestone, I think, for any artist to be able to say they are full-time freelance, whatever else, to feel the confidence to make that leap. I think is the first one. Staying there for the longer term, I think is the next one. Like, you don't take a leap unless you pack your parachute and stuff like that to at least have a nice landing.
That's a really good analogy. I'm not like. It's like, oh, I'm gonna make sure I'm ready in case I fail at something. It's like, no, pack your parachute, man. Like you gotta ready to hit the ground.
Yeah, hit the ground. Like hopefully you're flying to your destination, right? Hopefully you're flying all the way there.
Yeah.
Right? You're piloting a plane, but you got your parachute packed, and in worst case scenarios, right?
A little while ago, a friend of ours had told us about another convention coming up called FlameCon, and that was going to be in New York. That's in Times Square.
I've heard of that one.
And I think that's in its 4th year?
Couple years, yeah.
It's
I can't
been
remember.
more than 3 or so. And that's a LGBT-based, centric show. So between that show and BlurredCon, do you think there's going to be a solid rise in more focused towards not like your generic old white man conventions?
I mean, if there is, then why not? I mean, diversity really matters.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And like sometimes people really just need that. Like I needed BlurredCon. I needed to be down in Virginia around a bunch of other black people. It's therapeutic almost. You know what I mean? Like, but that's not saying like I'm not gonna still go to the white man cons.
Right.
I'll still go to the white people cons. Like, yeah, love white people. You guys are awesome. But sometimes you just got to be with people that look just like you. You know what I mean?
It's a different environment.
It is. it's culturally, it felt like really important that I was there.
You know, I think that all these different conventions popping up, I'm all for it.
Yeah,
I think it's rad. I mean, case in point, like Colin, like you not only did you have a great time, you made friends, you met new people.
Exactly.
Like, you're going to be bringing other people to this show. The show is going to grow.
This was the first convention I've ever been to where I enjoyed all the music played at the after party.
and he has his own style of doing it. And so when we see your Pokemon page or your Rick and Morty page, it's like there was a million characters on here. And then we start scrolling through and we're seeing your ink work. And the first thing I said is like, oh, great. He's another asshole like Kim Jong-gi, which is not like, it's one of those things where like, oh, good. They're so talented. I kind of hate them a little bit because they're so good at what they do.
Maybe share a little bit.
It's funny because, yeah, Kim Jong-gi is my favorite artist right now. He's absolutely my favorite artist. I went to a workshop in San Francisco. Wow, last August. It's been almost a year already. And just that one day of workshop basically changed my entire approach to my art. It was insane. Yeah, so assholes all around.
we mean asshole in the nicest, most complimentary way possible, because we've been lurkers of Kim Jong-gi along with hundreds of thousands of other people because the dude is unbelievable. And then when Alex directed, like, he showed me your Instagram, like, hey, I was thinking about reaching out to this man here. I saw some of the videos and I was like, are you kidding me? Like he can do this because it's like just like the ink, like we couldn't even see any pencils on the page. It was just putting ink.
I don't use pencils.
Unbelievable. How do you even say that? Because I like Jesse Eisenberg, don't get me wrong. Social Network is one of my favorite movies. Zombieland, like that movie spawned some of my best friends getting married.
He was fun in that.
I like Jesse Eisenberg, and he was not my favorite Lex.
I always thought that was a weird casting. I was like, I couldn't picture that. Even now, even though seeing it, seeing pictures of him as Lex Luthor, it's just like, what?
It's
like, doesn't make sense.
I could tell what they were trying to do. Like, if we were to have a supervillain right now, like a genius, super rich bad guy supervillain, who would it be?
Jeff Bezos.
Would it be? It's Jeff Bezos. It's Elon Musk. It's Mark Zuckerberg. They have all the money in the world.
So they were like, so that Zack Snyder was like, oh, Social Network, Zuckerberg. Oh, exactly. Jesse Eisenberg.
Yeah. This generation's type of villain.
Yep. That's what he was trying for.
It's just a bad.
Right. Another bad choice. Right.
Bad
exactly.
Choice.
Well, on Filmjoy, Movies with Mikey, he just did his top 5 movies of the year, and he talked about Black Klansman. He had to whisper one of the K's for KKK.
Yeah.
And he's like, because I might get demonetized.
Yeah. You can't even make the censorship sound now. Sorry to cut you off.
Are you serious?
Yeah, no. If you go like, oh, what the beep, YouTube now registers that as an official demonetization, hot button. So now people censor their stuff with just random sounds, like the squeaking.
I use a squeaky toy.
Well, I mean,
it's it's going to be a great night, and our host this year is
Eli Uden. He's a Brooklyn-based comedian. He's Dick Shitbutt on the his name is Dick Shitbutt on the Twitter. He's got 18,000 followers. He's very popular.
It's an easy way to get 3 very immature grown men to giggle.
I love the way you just said that so matter-of-factly. That was great.
I mean, it's what his handle is.
Yeah. It may seem like it, but shit doesn't ever really seem to go wrong for him. He has troubles, but nothing really seems to stick. But Peter Parker of PS4 is getting evicted and getting in fights with his girlfriend and Peter Parker is an inspiration to a lot of people because he doesn't give up in the face of shit sucks, dude.
Every aspect of my life sucks.
Yeah, the guy, despite every day there's some other challenge, he's getting punched by somebody really, really hard. He's getting made fun of. He's, getting shit on at work. He can't can't tell the people that he loves like how he feels like correctly because he bucks it. Like remember the PS4 game, like when he's texting Mary Jane and he's like okay, and he like can't figure out what he's supposed to say.
Yeah.
Amazing. Like that's a character that we can all see ourselves in. So seeing him portrayed so well in media over the past year has been a real treat for fans.
You talk really fast.
Oh, do I?
Yeah, no, it's great. Like you have excellent answers for us, but we have to keep up with you now.
Oh, I'm sorry. I mean...
No, it's okay. It's great.
It's one of the better problems that we can have.
Oh, good. Okay. That's so funny. All
Because
right.
you're very sure of your answers.
Oh, yeah.
Who knew?
Yeah.
I tried. Well, you're asking me about stuff that I think a lot about,
Yeah.
so that's good. You know,
Right,
I'm
right.
sure you could. Yeah. Yeah.
Who's your favorite Star Trek captain? There we go. That'll throw you off.
Yeah. See, that's gonna make me slow down.
Did the school offer multiple scripts? Because one of the things I hear artists having to deal with is like, well, one writer will have one kind of script and a different writer will have a completely opposite kind of script. And then there's having to, to turn those into pictures.
Yeah, we had a variety of different, short pieces to work on over the 3 years I was there. It still only prepared you somewhat for when you had a solid, full issue script sitting in front of you. It was always going to be more than you ever thought it was going to be. More work, more time, more everything. So it was kind of daunting.
Like Level Up Dice, they make some real nice, like, artisanal dice, some expensive stuff.
But they were all trained salespersons.
They knew what they were doing.
Because there was no prices anywhere to be found. If you look in the glass case, you're not going to see a price on any of their products.
You want to hold it first?
You got to roll it.
Oh,
Here.
the whole spiel was beautiful.
You gotta-
where
let me
where
get
he
it-
hands it to
I'll
you
get
and
you a
then he
tray.
wants you to roll it in the tray.
It's like you got to get ready to catch it. They're going to drop it in your hand.
and you feel the weight of it
Mhm.
because this one's made out of like meteorite or whatever.
It's kryptonite.
Whale
It's
bone.
There was one made out of like a yak bone or something, and that one's so light it feels like you're rolling air.
A lot of money for rolling dice that are just they're gonna fuck you. They're just-
See,
all
this
dice.
is how I know that you don't get it. I definitely want to get. I want rose quartz. They're just so pretty.
They really are.
And rose quartz is not in the super expensive range.
Why not ruby quartz?
Because that I think is in the super expensive
Because
range.
if you got ruby quartz, you could block your optic blast.
Jesus Christ. So, anyways, the vendor hall. I thought the layout was great.
There's like one more very brief chapter. Your example was awesome. And so with what you've been saying and what we've been going on about is for any people into comics, into pop culture right now, into cosplay, if any of them are feeling bullied or targeted, you have this community around you. You felt their support and positivity. So anyone else who feels like they're kind of alone and they're doing this by themselves, there is support for them. There is a positive background to it. And they could seek it out and they'll be there for them. Because all fans are just in it to have a good time. Just don't let it stress you. You know?
Yeah, and don't let it ruin you having a good time. Don't let it affect you to the point where you feel like you can't go out and go to a show and dress up. And, because it doesn't really matter. Cosplay's for everybody. It doesn't matter if you get the character 100% accurate or if you do your own version of it. It doesn't matter. You're just going out there, you're going to have a good time, and that's all that really matters. You're going to go take some pictures, you're going to meet some new friends, you're going to have an experience that, hopefully that you can take back and be like, wow, that was really fun. I can't wait to do it again.
So here's some story now.
Yeah.
Here you go.
We're going to make you feel things. And
I felt that was like Guardians 1 and 2. Like the first one's like, broke the mold and everything, and the second one's kind of just like, it's just more.
More Guardians.
Like there was nothing like interesting or different about it. Like it's just, you could just watch them back to back and think it's one movie.
Because, you go into work, it's a beautiful fall day. I have my pumpkin flavored drink. I'm going to see scary things, but I also have to spend my day working on Christmas stuff. That would mess with me.
It also messes with me that it still feels like the middle of summer to me all the time here. So it's just I don't know when I live.
Please help me.
Send cold. Put it in a jar.
Soon. One day.
Well, congratulations on your victory. That's
Thank
pretty
you.
dope.
You're Vicky Turi.
Hi, see what you did.
Sorry.
I guess that's the end of that.
Show myself out.
It's probably for the best.
Well,
So
I competed in 0 cosplay contests.
Same. I don't remember the last thing I ever competed in general.
So I was like, I said, when are we getting a full album of KDA?
Yeah.
Because they, as people were saying on the internet, they made a banger.
Yeah, the song I like K-pop. So actually, funny story. Like all these skins, pretty much are sold directly to me because like I love K-pop and I play all those champions.
When Hawkeye, can you imagine if you were hanging out on your giant crazy airship and you find out that Hawkeye is now a bad guy? How much poop would be in your pants? Because mine would be very full.
When you're surrounded, when you're next to Iron Man and the Hulk and Cap, and then it's like, well, it's just Hawkeye.
But still, like, yeah, it's just Hawkeye. When Hawkeye's a good guy because he has rules.
Yeah.
If Hawkeye's a bad guy, he doesn't have rules and he can do whatever he wants. And he's like, that's terrifying. It's like Bullseye, but I mean, I guess that's just Bullseye. Never mind.
If you
Can you imagine if Bullseye's after you?
God, I tried to pitch this to my family, like my brother and my dad. It's like, we should go see Spider-Verse. And my brother was like, what is it like? There's like multiple. I'm confused. And I was like, oh, it's really cool. So there's like a super collider and it's creating multiple universes. And I was like, I lost them already. Like, I can't figure out how to pitch this movie.
God, read a comic book.
Yeah,
Jesus.
fucking jock. So,
Yeah, and I've seen a lot of Kickstarters just they jump in, with both feet when it comes to adding different tiers and levels. And it's a really cool book about a bestiary of Appalachian cryptids. Oh, that's cool. I really want that book. That book costs $30. Okay, that seems reasonable. Oh, wait, no. There's a tier now that I can get a T-shirt that has a creature from the book on the T-shirt, but I have to pick which one. Like, it's like I just want the thing to send me the thing. I like your idea. I want to give you money. Stop trying to talk me out of giving you money by giving me a headache.
Yeah.
No one needs an additional shot glass with your logo on it. I mean, that's not
right.
Leave those. But I mean, if your zine comes in a mahogany box, like maybe.
Oh yes, yeah. The primo level. So yeah, you can choose either you get the mahogany box, or I could actually afford to ship the zine to Europe.
Maybe they just got brainwashed into it. It's not their fault.
Yeah, I guess so.
I mean, would you be sad when Clint dies?
Clint
Barton?
Clint Barton?
He got brainwashed.
Yeah.
It wasn't his fault. He was like, how many? And she's like, don't do that to yourself, Clint.
Which means a lot.
Yeah.
It was a big number.
You killed a lot of people, dude.
Like the day before that, I told everyone in the group, like, hey guys, can't do Massive this year. It's the same time as family vacation. Going to DR. Sorry. And they're like, next day, Massive is canceled. Like,
you canceled Massive Con. There you go.
I think so. Like,
You know what, Colin can't come,
feel
let's
like
just
that.
call it off.
They're like, what? Colin's not coming? Nah, fuck this.
I just don't. Kids these days, am I right?
Right.
Am I right, Alex?
Totally.
Stupid. They don't even know. I tried to play an old game this year.
Oh, yeah?
I booted up Final Fantasy 6, 3, whatever the one that's universally hailed as like one of the best ones ever.
Okay.
Because I have the N60 or I have the Super Nintendo Mini. And I was like, I bought this and everyone was frantic for it. I should probably play it once in a while. And I booted up the Final Fantasy. I was like, oh my god, this is like okay, I guess. Trying to like force myself to like it. But then like I died, and like it puts me back at the save. I was like, wait, auto save. And I had to do like 2 hours of work again, and I was like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. And it like I haven't touched it since. because I just
Is that because new games have autosave?
like we are the coddled ones. Yeah.
Which I used my Collector Z app on my phone, which I was looking that up. Friend who was with me, she goes, "You have all your comics on your phone?" And I go,
You
"Yeah."
don't.
she's like, "You have all of them in there?" And I'm like, well, most of them, just not the ones I plan on selling or aren't worth loading in.
It's funny because I've done Emerald City like 8 or 9 times. Like I said, I was in Seattle in 2008, and since Ree took it over, now it's juried. I missed out last year. I missed the deadline too this year. But no, I applied. I'll send an email, see if I can beg to get in.
That's because you got Arthur Sudium taking up 5 tables, and Neil Adams has a square mile footprint.
Hey, that's the part of the glory of those things, right? Yeah, the new Adams Con within cons. Right? Yeah, he has his own convention at the convention.
Pretty much. Yeah, I won't be surprised when he starts selling tickets to enter his booth.
Maybe they have it set up like that.
Don't give him the idea.
You've talked about it a lot, and I've heard you like in conversations like, "Hey, have you read Leaving Megalopolis? I think you would dig this." It's like a lot of people when like, "Oh, I love Gail Simone," blah blah. Like especially like when Red Lanterns was coming out, and we were hyping up because when we saw that you were on the art for Red Lanterns, which is a book that needed kind of like an injection. Because Red Lanterns, for us at least, was a little stale. I was like, yo, Jim's on this art. We're on a first-name basis now. And it kind of like, I was like, okay, cool.
Call me Skippy. What the hell?
Skippy's on the art now. And it got us pretty jazzed for it.
I also like to share what I'm doing because it can motivate and inspire other people to say, hey, that looks fun. I want to try that. If he could do that, why can't I?
Absolutely.
And I try to help as many people as I can. That's why I'm constantly documenting my progresses and processes. So if somebody's trying to do something, they could be like, wow, it's not as hard as I think. He's doing it. He's showing me how to do it. And I'm going to go for it. And I've had people tell me I've inspired them to make their costumes and things of that nature, or to get into cosplay. And there's nothing better than that. To be able to help somebody to get into that whole thing and just have fun with themselves and be more comfortable with themselves and be inspirational. It's a blessing. It's a blessing.
Steampunk things, but like it's kind of cool. Like I'm part of the. I'll hold the boom mic.
Yeah, don't embarrass us.
Yeah, I won't.
No, I'm kidding.
But seriously.
One thing with Twitch that you really seem to have done right is you seem to have grown a community that is very positive. Looking at your chat right now, there's no because Twitch can also be prone to a lot of toxicity.
Trolls.
Yeah, trolls and toxicity, and people just being mean because it's anonymous, and they can get away with it. But your chat seems to be everyone here is very positive. They're talking with each other. Someone said, "Good night, I have to go study for a test," and people are saying, "Oh my God, good luck, good luck." It's just very. You don't see it too often. There are some, bigger streamers who have managed to still maintain a positive chat and things like that. But it's refreshing. Alex, what did I miss? What
One of
happened?
them just said he grew us but never waters us.
Well, that's how you keep them in line, I guess.
Has all been creator owned. It's your own designs. It's your own work. I don't ever see you selling a print of Wolverine for some reason, and you're just working at doing exactly your own thing, which is also frequently why we'll see you in small press alleys when Artist Alley is sold out. It's how'd Mike get into New York Comic Con? Oh, he got in by free press because he does his own stuff and prints his own books.
Right.
Small press, rather. Sorry.
I never even because we've seen your booth multiple times, at many different shows, whether it's Connecticut, Boston, New York Comic Con, and I never even and now my I'm befuddled right now because everyone it's here's a bunch of prints. Yeah, there's Wolverine in there. If you like Wolverine, you've never done that, at least from what we've seen.
Yeah.
And I got it. That's rad.
Well, thanks.
I'm so used to my normal spiel.
Play a fighting game.
Play a fighting game.
Go pick up Smash. Play some Smash. Invite your 3 best friends or your 3 worst friends.
Yep.
Play some Smash.
Pick a sword boy and then just go at it.
Go grab a fighting game. There's one out there for everybody.
Yep.
If you want any advice, just ask.
Yep.
I'll point you to it.
Just make sure you're playing the right fighting game with the highest skill gap in the right settings.
Yup.
How do I unlock Waluigi in?
Oh,
Smash Bros?
Damn!
Was it Zach?
Don't.
Zach hit us with this ball because Zach was like, "Yo, how do I unlock characters fast?" And we're like, "This is how you do it."
Uh-huh.
And like an hour later, Zach was like, "Hey, so it said I unlocked anyone. It's just weird though because it never told me I unlocked Waluigi." And Colin was like, "So that's how it's gonna be."
Colin's like, "Oh, so we're still doing this."
It was great. It was a good one.
Like,
yeah.
Versus actually having a voice versus just being like you gargled thumbtacks, which is one of your favorite terms.
Yeah.
Gargled thumbtacks. That is
Yeah.
the most uncomfortable thing I've ever heard.
We have a coworker who does that voice all night.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, thank you.
I went like near the tail end of the season. He's amazing, but like I wince just being like, oh,
You
I
gotta
can feel
consult.
it.
There was a guide. You gotta consult the guide.
I'm concerned.
Why?
Well, like, I just want to. I don't want you to die.
Oh.
I want to make sure you're okay. You know, all of you.
I don't die.
Oh, spoilers.
Or do I?
Oh. We got to see some of the voice actors at the press junket, the press conference in the morning. Dee Dee Mango Hall, who is Pearl from Steven Universe. That was really. She started off in Mickey Mouse Club.
I thought that was fascinating.
Right?
Yep.
And like she described it in a really fun way. It's like SNL for kids.
Huh.
Right?
I like that.
Never occurred to me before.
So Cabbage Night.
It's also known as Goosey Night.
No, it's not. Now you're just making stuff
Where's
up.
that one from?
There are a few places in the U.S. that refer to October 30th as Mischief Night. Other areas have dubbed the day before Halloween from everything from Goosey Night to Trick Night, but none of these nicknames come with the same level of destruction as Detroit's Devil's Night.
Trick Night sounds so lame.
It's like, oh, here's
It's like Trunk or Treat.
Yeah. Oh, don't get me started. That is not Halloween.
Oh, but they can decorate their trunks.
I found John's trigger word.
Oh, like, okay, as a kid,
Yeah.
your first fledgling, like, attempt at independence or like wonder, like you're out late at night.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to be. You're in a costume.
Hopefully with friends.
Yes.
At least.
And like you're going door to door to people. Like that's like the magic of it. Like you're in the night.
And even if your parents are with you, they're 2 houses behind you.
Yeah. Like you go to people's trunks.
Or they're on the street smoking, not paying attention.
At like a church parking lot. That's tame. There's no magic.
Hey
in
man,
that.
some people decorate their trunks real nice.
Well, churches can be scary. So.
Trunk or Treat's picking up. I saw a lot more posts about it that were like,
That's-
"Oh, I love Trunk or Treat this year."
Those are Russian bots. That's bullshit. Excuse my language.
This is, you know,
It's trick or treat. That's how you say it.
Well, what if you do it out of the trunk of your car?
It's just don't go home.
the same people that promote trunk or treat are the same people that complain that kids don't get enough exercise.
Oh my god.
I've gone full digital in places, mainly for projects where, like, say I'm doing a commercial job outside of comics. Sometimes they own the artwork afterwards, so why should I bother making something physical if they're just going to take it anyway? So I'll just do it. I'll just do it digital that way. Sometimes if the deadline's too tight, I'll jump in and just finish the whole thing digitally. But I prefer to have something physical at the end, some kind of artifact that shows I was there. That can't be just wiped out with a hard drive crash.
Right, yeah. There's also that to deal with.
I obviously still do tutorials, but tutorials don't do that well right now. I feel like it's kind of just the time of, it's not that trendy right now, so you have to kind of do a couple tutorials, which is what I like to do, but then you have to do like another video that will get just more views. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Doing my makeup next to a dead body in Japan.
Doing my makeup.
Ooh.
Oh god, I didn't get it for a second.
I mean Orbeez.
That movie made me think Dr. Octopus was cool.
Yeah.
In the sense of like, yo, I wish I had octopus metal arms.
And was a doctor.
You know? I should cut my hair with a bull.
Like, you see how easy it was for him to get Peter for Harry? Like, oh, you need... Okay, I'll have him tonight.
All right, hang on.
And like you had mentioned with the YouTube channel, a big reason why I started doing so many conventions is because I vlog all of my experiences. Most of the time when you go around YouTube, you're going to see a lot of people, when they vlog a convention, they're just taking pictures of like really hot cosplayers, and they use it as a nail get a lot of views. Yeah. And my vlogs, they're from the perspective of selling at the convention. Like how much table costs. I talk about if there's payment for parking, how well the conventions run, how expensive it is to eat in the area, lodging in the area. So little things like that artists would have to take into consideration when they want to sell. I talk about all that stuff in my vlogs, and they've been very helpful to a lot of people, so they say. And it's been really cool that people are coming up to me and saying that my vlogs have really helped them out. Like they're coming up to me in person at cons. So
we just saw someone today come up to you and say hi because she hadn't vended at a
yeah,
right before we said hi, she had said hi, and she's like, well, I've never vended at a show the size of Kineticon before, and she was kind of nervous about it, but she wanted to say hey, and like, you guys, you knew each other from just online, and that was really neat. So like what you just said, I just witnessed happen.
It's legit.
Oh yeah, you guys were there when she came by. Yeah.
It was neat. It's like she came up and she was like, "Oh, hey, I'm like, I think she said her handle. She's like, it's great to meet you in person." You know, it was like a legitimate, shining example of everything you just said.
Yeah. Good timing. Glad you guys were there for that.
People were asking some good questions about her character, Steven Universe, what it's been doing for other people watching it.
Thank God for other press outlets, man, because I just can never think of questions at that very moment.
Because some mornings we don't know who we're gonna get. Sometimes it's scheduled. Sometimes the people scheduled don't show up. They get someone else instead, and so I never prepare.
Well, then the dead bodies.
I would say your demographic is good to really watch, and also how long people are watching your videos for, because you can. I had my retention time is really hard to keep like high. Like I had a video I did that's like 10 minutes, and you can keep them for maybe like a good 3 to 4 minutes. And then I did a video, my last video, that was 4 minutes, and my retention time was 20 seconds. And I was like, what do you want from me?
Admire or maybe even become a patron. Who knows?
Oh
yeah.
One last.
Dear.
Oh,
we did it.
Uh-oh.
One of your Draculama posts was an image of a. I'm not sure if it was supposed to be you, a guy at your table saying, "Oh, I have some stuff to do, Steve, but they didn't call me back. By the way, can you draw Wonder Woman naked?" Was that from a genuine experience, or had you made that up?
I guess collective experience.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, because I did have somebody ask me to draw Wonder Woman on the toilet one time.
Wow,
good lord,
that's a choice.
Yeah. Well, he ended it with, it's literally like the weirdest thing I've been asked to do, and I didn't do it because I was like, I don't think I'm at that level yet that I can pull that off. Was my excuse. But yeah, he asked, can you draw Wonder Woman sitting on a toilet, straining, but make it classy?
What?
Yeah, what? And I was like, what, she's like sipping tea while she's doing that? I don't understand. So yeah, that's collective experiences there.
Huh. Okay.
Well,
and then Draculama bites him in the neck.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. Yep. He had it coming.
He
did.
I do want to say that's a weird request, but I almost made a similar one. I can't remember the artist's name. Kevin? It's the two of the guys that would do I Can't Believe It's Not the Justice League. And they did a lot of classic Booster Gold, Blue Beetle, and Guy Gardner.
Yeah.
And he does like really expressive faces. So for one of the conventions, it was draw the character you want and then an expression. And he would just do headshots.
Right.
And it's like, do Booster Gold, but like really happy, or Blue Beetle, and like contemplative. But I wanted to do like Guy Gardner, constipated.
That's funny though. This guy just seemed like he maybe had some sort of weird fetish.
Yeah, I know. It's really way
that-
different. I'm glad we could end on this.
Alex is a good person. We were doing so well too for like an hour.
When it comes down to it, there's a difference between finding stuff that you really love and want to connect with and just collecting.
Right.
And I never was interested in making stuff that people collected. I always wanted to make stuff that got used. And I'll never forget, there's two moments. And one was for a book and one was for, I think it was a hoodie. I remember somebody came up to me to get a book signed from me. And the book was torn to shreds. Not like abused, but like read 100 times.
Well loved, yeah.
It brought tears to my eyes, and the person apologized to me. And I was like, are you kidding me? This is the coolest thing I've ever seen in my whole life. He's like, yeah, all my friends really liked it. I passed it around. I've read it 10 times. And I was like, that's the greatest thing I've ever heard.
So, unless you wrote it, or unless you knew the guy who wrote it and he was talking about it on a podcast. But in the comic, and it's the first time, it's really been done this way, exactly this way rather, is you'll see it, so you'll be like, oh, I gotta check that page out, and it's actually a really cool scene. Like, the part in book one is the beginning of that. It's not like 20 pages long or anything, but when it's all said and done, like you're gonna get a big kind of payoff for witnessing that whole thread, which is fun for me. A lot of the split decision stuff is like just as fun for me as it is, I hope, for the people reading it, because like I said, I can come up with 5 ideas, and instead of just choosing one, I can do them all and then let you choose. But I talked about how it takes a lot to sit at a desk for 16 hours and do a page, and when you're thinking about comic books in general, you might draw a page for 16 hours, but it takes somebody 30 seconds to read it.
Right.
And if you don't give them a reason to go pick that book up again and read it again, then they may never. So with this, you might find yourself in that thread again for a few pages, and so people are kind of rereading the same pages every now and then, and so you're giving more value to that 16 hours you spent at that desk. So I really like that aspect of it.
You said Man of Spiders, and I was like, is that a character? And I looked it up real quick.
Yeah, man. Did you see?
It's not. There's a Man of Bats. There's a Batman who's Man of Bats, but there's not a Man of Spiders.
There's a there's a Spider's Man.
I know Spider's Man. Yeah, he's made of like 1,000
spiders who thinks he's Peter Parker. It's just so. How did no one write that before? That came out like a month ago. No one's thought of that.
Do we think they took that from Rick and Morty with Million Ants?
I don't
Million
know.
ants?
It's a person who's made of million ants. And there's one queen you have to find to defeat the entire person.
Turns out the entire time in Trigon, his brother was just a
Just
million
a bunch
knives.
of knives in a suit.
That was a deep cut. That was for 6 people.
Who managed to finish Trigon?
Got one person at work going, nice.
Do you have any more of Can You Believe This Happened in 2018?
We did an episode where we talked about Netflix bought Extreme Studios.
Right.
Nothing's happened yet.
happened with that. I believe the Kickstarter still hasn't shipped yet.
Pretty relieved it hasn't.
Whenever I'm feeling down on myself, man, just go check the Brigade Kickstarter. You'll instantly feel better.
Yeah.
You just, all right, I'm an okay person. Maybe I'm not the worst.
Rob Liefeld opened up a new crowdfunder to get Brigade made
for the same product. It still hasn't shipped.
It's been 5 years.
It's been many, many years. So much. We should do what's happened since Brigade Kickstarter launched. We should look into that someday and find out all the amazing statistics and facts.
Yeah. No, it's crazy too, because I remember like you guys know Alex Sinclair, he's Jim's colorist?
Yes.
Yes.
He's a great guy too. Like I'm friends with him, and I remember he was coming by the office one day to pick up 2 pages of Jim's to color, and I was like, and they had already been inked by Scott Williams, and I was looking at him, I'm like, man, these are amazing. And he saw how fragile I was holding them, and he's like, dude, it's just paper. And I remember him lifting them in the air, and he was like shaking them around. I still vividly remember this, and I'm like, I cannot believe what I'm staring at right now. Like, it was hilarious because for him, he treats it well, but he's just handled it so much that he just knows that they're more durable than we think, right? But it was funny though.
It's the expression of a true collector, where you start wincing because something might get damaged or scuffed or
especially
or get
like
a fingerprint on it.
Like a Jim Lee that's like, were the inks over the pencils? I don't know how.
Jim and Scott still do it the old-fashioned way. So Scott inks everything, and then crazily like erases Jim's pencils, which that concept is so bizarre to me. But
that's brutal. Oh
Yeah.
God, I can't. I had a moment.
Crazy?
I had a moment of panic a couple years ago because I'm a big fan of Chew and Rob Guillory's work, and I have 2 pages of original art from that book, and I had them like framed up on my wall. And out of nowhere, I had just panicked, and I was like, oh my God, these have been exposed. I don't know if this glass is UV resistant. I could be fading this. This is ridiculous. And I ripped them down and I put them in my portfolio. So, and I'm probably just overreacting to nothing. But to hear someone oh yeah, just these originals of Jim Lee with the inks over the pen, they're just paper. It is more than paper. It's real to me, damn it. We actually mentioned this person keeping it mysterious, spooky, a bunch last week.
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago. You were on top of that. You knew I was gonna mess it up.
I was gonna stop
you. Were
you.
like,
but I didn't.
That was fantastic.
You only get so many calls from prison, so it seems.
This is true.
Probably about 2 years and maybe like 14 hours, to be honest.
Actually, 2 years a week and 14 hours.
A week?
I got you on that one. You on that one.
Damn it.
We've been doing this for 6 years, in case you weren't aware. A lot of inside jokes.
This was for the immersive.
Oh no!
I
Take
messed
two.
it up.
Take 2.
The immersive battle maps for tabletop role-playing games.
And I would even add, I wouldn't change the immersive battle maps. I would leave that in just to show everybody listening that the one thing I've learned is it is okay to make mistakes, and nobody's perfect. And at some point, you just got to pull the trigger.
We're like, okay, let's go to the Troy Baker panel. Like, we lined up a little bit early. We managed to get decent seats. Like, we're just waiting there, waiting for it to start. Troy Baker comes in, grabs the mic, starts talking. No applause. Oh my God, it's Troy Baker. No panel moderator.
No one's introducing him.
Ladies and gentlemen, Troy Baker. He walks in, grabs the mic. All right, let's talk. He starts getting hella deep. Troy Baker launches into this motivational speech, telling people we come to conventions to dress up and to put on masks and to be, who we want to be. And isn't that really who we really are? Aren't we really kind of putting on masks when we go to our job? Because that's not really who we want to be. We come to conventions because that's who we want to be.
If you feel more comfortable in your cosplay while at a convention, then isn't that who you are as a person? And then when you go to your job or you go to school, you're not wearing a costume, you feel kind of uncomfortable. Is that who you're faking to be? And it was just,
This is very motivational.
It was insane.
Right, and he was getting to a point where he's like, so why don't you just choose to do this all the time?
And he starts going on. He's like, Monday morning, going to work, you take off the mask. And he just lets it sit, just in silence. And then, I'm going to skip ahead just a little bit for a second. He tweets out to everyone at my panel, have a good Monday. And then everyone's commenting, what does this mean? What are you talking about? And then one of the top comments says, if you weren't though, have a bad Monday. You go say hi Tell them we sent you, and you won't get anything special. Maybe a handshake.
Maybe a high five. Who knows?
Yeah, high fives are always good. But yeah, thanks again, Mike. I believe that's.
I'll take a gut punch.
Yeah, gut. Yes, say OMB sent you, and then you get punched in the stomach.
Ab training.
Get Houdini.
Get Houdini'd and then die.
And I remember the first couple, the first time I streamed, it was just talking to the one or two people that would like randomly come in. I had no idea what I was doing, but I knew that it was recorded, that other people could come back and see it. So I just had to pretend like I was talking to people, which was weird.
That's what we do every week.
Right.
And you would say like,
Oh,
well,
yeah.
I kind of want to, lean more towards my own stuff, and it's, you kind of express that you may have been getting burned out by it a little bit, which I could understand considering. Which, having recently finished the Rick and Morty poster, which you have at least an hour-long video of the progress on that.
Yeah, it's set up by 10,000%, and it's still an hour and a half long, or it's an hour long. Yeah.
10,000%. Unbelievable. And it's still, like you said, still an hour long at 10,000 times, whatever. Oh no, I was just gonna say, like, it's luck, but also combined with your talent.
You have to have something to be lucky about.
The guy, they wouldn't have said, "Oh, you should submit to us," unless your work was good. So like, I guess that must be like the perfect combination that everyone seeks out. It's like a little bit of luck, a little bit of energon, and a lot of luck. Yep.
Yeah.
I just quoted. I brought it way back. Transformers.
That was good. Yeah.
On the Facebook, on the Instagram, on the YouTube.
Store Envy.
It's convenient. It's all the same name.
Yep. Who knew consistency made things easier? OMBpodcast.com. Opinions may vary on Facebook. Opinions may vary on Instagram, and then at OMB. Yeah, we're different everywhere. Go if Super Art Fight is in your town. Go check them out. They are a hell of a lot of fun. Oh, yes, they are.
Support live events.
Support live events and independent creators because they make some real good shit.
More hot pies.
We say it a lot. Make sure you support live events. Go to this show. If this sounded fun, don't forget to check out other shows near you.
Google it.
If you're not in the area, there's always community shows happening around the entire country, around the world. Go visit them. And as you're saying earlier, like getting children involved, getting kids involved, it gives them an outlet. We've talked to people before where they've just given kids like a chance to do something they wouldn't normally have the chance to do.
Yeah.
And it's changed their life.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to add with that, like don't squelch children's, like any kid's efforts to do new things. Encourage them. Just try and be encouraging. Let them try stuff.
Let them go out there and try it, fail, do well. I mean, all of it's part of the experience.
Like Alex said, support live events.
Yes,
and it's a lot of fun. We're here to talk about some really neat stuff today because Mark, you do the arts.
I make the arts.
You make the arts on a thing.
On the internet.
One of our favorite things is to talk to people about their Kickstarters because we love to support people and cool stuff. Honestly, you guys don't even need us because you guys have already smashed your goal. But we're going to talk about it anyways.
It said there were some reps, or like, DesignerCon will be like having an exhibit there. Also spread some news and spread some word.
Synergy.
So this way, you have a chance to try and find other events like this one that we're talking about. Because we like supporting live events and supporting independent creators. And we'll do our best to try and help you out and find more events like it.
I think this is my first time going with you guys as I don't know if I am like an official affiliate.
Yeah.
Bring me pictures of Spider-Man.
Support your local comic shop and buy some Spider-Mans, even the Spider-Women's, because they are equally as amazing.
Don't buy the Spiders Man though; they're creepy.
The Spiders Man. That's just a man of spiders. Until next time, I've been JR.
I'm Alex.
This has been episode, I lost my notes, 200. Going back in time 4 years. 328 of Opinions May Vary. But yeah, that was fun. Goodbye, 2018. Until next time. Oh, I got to get my notes back up because I still don't know what episode it is. 355. Now that I finally have this up. And this has been episode, I lost my notes again. I do this every time. Episode 337.
337.
He knows it.
Nice.
I don't.
Yeah, I wrote it down. I thought it was a test at the end, and I was right.
I'm gonna give him he's
A plus.
We're over time. It's time to go catch the Pokemon. So until next week, I've been JR.
I'm Alex.
And this has been episode 329. Nailed it. Of Opinions May Vary. I had it ready. Like the last 10 minutes, I was like, don't scroll up. Leave your notes there. Just leave it there.
Good job.
And we'll be good.
You get a raise. That was fun.
That was very entertaining. I just muted my mic instead of the track, but I'm back. I'm back now. That was both enlightening. I mess up the end a lot. I do that a lot. Got to keep them notes up.
Well, I've messed up plenty bad jokes anyway.
It's true. We've all been there. Alex, thank you so much for
One
putting
of
that together.
One of my favorite things that I might miss during episode is how quick you are.
I'm not.
You are.
Colin's quick.
And so I that's why I threw a few of those in. When Jim Calafiore was like, call me Skippy, and like, you were on top of it. You didn't miss a beat. And
Oh, you're too kind.
So I had a couple of those. I'm like, I like having him around. This is fun.
Yeah. 7 years. 7 years of it. I guess gotta be good at something. That was neat. Yeah, if you could pop that out. I'm breaking the fourth wall here.
Wasn't sure if that would make noise at all.
Yeah, no, I muted it. See, I muted it. That was neat. I actually, now that we've had the pleasure of listening to your yearly montage, I was influenced a little bit. I figured, I sit around on my butt pretty much all day. When I'm, upload the episode, cool. That takes a half hour of my time, and that's about it. Whereas you slave over listening to all of our stuff, 52 hours and change of content every single year. And I actually put together my own thing. And this one, it's not quite as long as yours, but it's something that I put together. It's one of my favorite parts of every episode.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought it would be really neat if we could have a listen to it. I'm playing this off of my phone, off of Dropbox, so bear with me. This hopefully will play correctly, but this is something that I put together, over for our past year of episodes. So let's take a listen.
Hello, hi, hello, 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 hey, hello, hello, hi, hello, 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 hello.
That was my...
Was that all of them?
That was... See, it was weird because I only counted 50.
Mm-hmm.
But I swear I went through every episode. But that was the neat thing that I decided to put together. And I was like, is this mean? This isn't mean, is it?
Do you remember one of our past years? Because I haven't switched it yet. Is when I would answer differently depending on the year. Because for at least 2 years, I would do Hey There.
Yeah, yep.
And Brett teased he wanted to make a mix album.
He should someday.
Of him doing some kind of dubstep beat of hey there.
See, I was trying, and this is again, it goes into your patience and your fortitude, because I found a different song. I would play it, but it's on my computer, not on my phone. I found a different song that was really neat that I almost put to the backing of that. And I was like, I'm going to try to make a song out of the hellos. And I got 4 hellos in, and I was like, fuck this, dude. We're recording tomorrow. I can't do this. But That song by Kevin MacLeod on Incomtech.com. There'll be a link in the bio on our website, omvpodcast.com. You can check that out.
Mine was also Kevin MacLeod.
Incomtech.com is just top tier for royalty-free music. Kevin MacLeod, I don't know, the guy's a genius. I don't know if he puts it all together himself. It's great. And
I've used a lot of his tracks in the past,
and
our friend Bob turned us on to him.
Yep, we'll have links in the blog post, so you can check that out. But I
did note the hay when I was doing my listen through, which was one of the spooky episodes.
Yeah, we like botched the beginning, and then like I was doing this, and you said, "Hey." There was one episode where I can't remember who. I literally did it 2 nights ago, and I already forgot, where we didn't do our intro until like 7 minutes in. So I had to listen to us.
Was Joe with us for that one, or was it Colin? I think
it was. No, I can't remember. But like, we started chatting just about nothing.
Yeah.
And then like, I was like, did we even intro? Like, I'm just gonna keep listening, and we eventually got to it. But and you'll notice that a lot of those, you'll hear a lot of before you say hello, because I'm too busy holding out your name.
Yeah.
And I cut it as best I could.
Funny thing.
Yeah.
That happens at the end too, with what I've done for past years, is when our guests sign off with us.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta do a little movie magic, a little how the sausage is made. That was my thing that I put together. Hope everyone enjoyed it. That actually took a shockingly longer amount of time than I expected. That's my grammar. Shockingly longer amount of time than I expected, because it turns out when you load stuff into Audacity, that was the longest part. 52 episodes loading it that at like a minute and a half each. God, man. No, I mean, I got Apex Legends to play, and I'm sitting here editing stuff. But again, it goes to show. All I did was edit 1 second out of every episode, and I knew where that 1 second was going to happen. It got to the point where I could pick it out, like I could see like the cadence.
Yeah. You can see the lines.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is where I say yep. But
and if it gets tough, you just zoom way in.
Yep. Exactly.
You can get like syllables that way.
We have one more thing. Historically, it would not be a anniversary episode without thanking everyone who both listened and came on our show over the past year. We had a lot of returning guests. We had a lot of new guests who it's kind of like, wow, we convinced them. They did it. And this show is pretty much nothing without them, and you, the humble listener. And we do the sign off every time, and that's always like it's the one thing that we kind of, it's like our homework for each guest.
Yeah.
It's like, we're gonna chat with you, we're gonna tell you how great you are, but if you could just say and I'm this name at the end, it's our moment of panic at the end of every episode. And but everyone nails it, and luckily it gives us another thing to put together at the end of our anniversary not calendar year of our anniversary. I don't know the word, but Alex put together again another neat thing. So let's take a listen, and it's people didn't die. They're just saying goodbye. It's like at the end at the Oscars.
It's like, we'll see you later.
Yeah.
Next time.
I was trying to make it. What is this like? Anyways, I'm gonna stop talking. Let's listen to people. I have been JR.
I'm Alex.
I'm Brett Kelly.
And this is Scott the Punk.
And Samantha la Française, Frenchie.
And I was Mike.
And I'm Nita.
I'm Tony Moy.
And this is Cosplay Ray.
And I was Colin.
And I'm Mark.
And this is Dave W.
I'm Stephanie. And I'm Mo.
And I'm Colin.
And I'm Jason Ginsburg.
So until next time, I've been JR.
I'm Alex.
All hail the Cheddar Goblin.
Mike.
I'm Ken.
I'm Joe.
And I am bad influence sex. I mean, Michael Bracco.
And this has been, man, this episode got real sexy.
I'm Zach.
I'm Chris.
And I'm Tressa.
I'm Matt Ryan.
And I'm Vicky.
I believe you.
And I'm Ryan or Vela, whichever you prefer.
Or you can combine them.
Oh, Ryan
to get
Vela.
the full name.
Ryan Vela.
I am Jake.
And I was Jim.
And I'm Tom.
I'm Lauren.
I have been Kay.
And I'm Ben.
And I'm Matthew James.
All right, and thanks again to Tanner for coming on, obviously, and Drew as well.
Awesome. Thank you, JR. Thank you, Alex.
Great. Thank you very much, and thank you for having me back.
Megan, thanks for coming on. I'm glad you had a really good time.
Thank you for having me.
And we'll talk anime soon.
Sounds good.
They make a fist.
Yes.
And you rule in New York with the fist.
Yes.
Gangs of New York.
Gangs of New York.
So until next time,
I'm Alex.
I've been Jay. What the
Holy
fuck? You're messing up the...
Oh, my. Oh, sorry. And I'm John.
That was nice. That brings me back. Again, a huge thank you to everyone who gave us your spare time and let us chat your ear off and ask you stupid questions for the better part of an hour.
Like I said in the beginning of our montage and medley, most of the time we close an episode and go, "Man, we didn't deserve that."
Yeah. Yep.
That was so nice.
I always get, especially with new guests, like, you know, if I know Colin's coming on or Joe, like that's like, oh, cool. I'm going to go hang with my friends and also record a podcast. That's going to be a fun night.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas like if it's a new guest, someone I'm unfamiliar with, or someone who...
a stranger of Instagram.
A stranger of yeah, literally. A stranger on Instagram, or even someone who like, it's like, holy shit. I really admire this person, and now they're about to come on my podcast. I get like the dreads, the dread shakes, and like I'm just like, man, I don't want to do this. But then we always finish, and it's always, damn, that was good, and it makes it all worth it. It's just my social anxiety and my, I don't know what else you want to call it. It can get the best of someone.
If I think about it too much, I'll get emotional.
Yeah.
Of like to think of how many people gave us their time
for free,
and they could have been investing themselves in anything else, and they talk to us.
Yeah, yep. They chose to come on and chat. So again, when we say thank you, it's legitimate. It's a massive bottom of our heart thank yous, because it's the two of us every week. Come on, let's be real here. Why do you think we had Brett, Colin, and Joe on 30 times in 1 year? But we are, again, over on time. We're so good at doing that. We need to end. This is a lot of fun. Brings me way back. It's always, here's to year 8. Good old year 8. But we need to finish. Do you have anything else? I think I'm good.
Do we thank the listeners enough?
I did earlier.
We mention
like,
it, but like
yeah.
I never really do, because I don't know if we have any.
I still, even 7 years later, when people were like, "Oh, hey man, that was a great episode of your show," and I'm like, "You listened to it?" And I'm like, you don't have to. You're not required to. And like, no, I enjoy it, and it's just still. Even when one person tells me that they enjoy the show, I immediately get imposter syndrome. You know, or I don't know if that's the correct thing, but it's like, nah, shut up, you don't like it. But yeah, so if you don't feel like you've been thanked, thank you. You are truly thanked for even listening to 1 minute of this episode or of our show or anything. So hopefully in year 8 we'll provide you with even more sparkling entertainment.
If you get anything out of our episodes, it's that you found other cool people.
That's the goal. We want to show you cool people, because we're not cool, but we like to think we have a good eye for cool things. So yeah.
Yep.
I'm gonna stop this episode now. This was a lot of fun. Here's to year 8. Alex, thanks again for putting all that shit together.
You're welcome.
You don't need to thank me yet for putting the thing that I put together. You don't have to.
I was about to,
but I need you to know I'm kidding. That's gonna do it. So until next year or next anniversary, I don't know, next time. I have been JR.
I'm Alex.
And this has been episode 366 of Opinions May Vary. My mouse has disappeared from my screen, and I cannot stop recording the episode. There, I found it. It's gone. And we're done.